Campbell Fitness. We're in the kitchen. We're going to make a quick meal slash snack that takes hardly any time to make, and it's pretty healthy for you too. So what we're going to be making today is just a salmon wrap with some dill sauce, so to say, except we're not going to be using the typical mayonnaise and things like that. We're actually going to be using some yogurt. So let's take a look at all the ingredients really quick. Just want to take a close-up here of some of the ingredients. First, what we're going to be making, of course, is our dill sauce. So here I have a cup of Greek yogurt. This is a non-fat yogurt. We're going to be adding to that some lemon, as well as some garlic, as well as some dill, and also some salt and pepper to taste. Other than that, what we have is we have the canned salmon here. So again, we're using canned salmon instead of fresh salmon to save ourselves some money and still actually getting a lot of the benefits of salmon. We have some arugula, which we'll be using, some diced tomatoes. We're choosing to use a little bit of breadcrumbs on this, probably only a tablespoon though, not too much. And finally, we have a wheat wrap. So let's actually put some of this together and let's get making. Great. Now that we've actually taken a look at some of the ingredients, let's mix this together. It's very quick and very simple and easy to do. So the first thing that we're going to do is we have our yogurt here, and to this I'm just going to add some of our ingredients that we already talked about. So the first of which is I'm going to be adding in that minced garlic that we have. So we're just going to put this all right in the bowl. I'm also going to be adding in that dill that we have as well. Alright? Now to this, I'm going to take half of my lemon wedge and just squeeze it in there. Nothing too hard. Alright, to get some of that lemon juice in. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, as well as just a quick dash of salt. And don't worry, nothing's coming out right now. This is just very empty. I hardly use any salt. So just a little bit of salt. And then what we're going to do is we're simply going to mix this together. Now as I'm doing this, what I'll tell you is when this is all said and done, the final product, everything all together, what you're going to be looking at here is roughly about a little over 400 calories, about 25 to 30 grams of carbs, as well as about 40 grams of protein, and we're keeping the fat just about a little under 20 grams of fat. Now the fat content on this is a little higher. The reason being is most of that is coming from the salmon, so you're getting those healthy omega-3s and whatnot. So the fat content to me isn't that big a deal. Again, you'll hear me say a lot of times when you're eating stuff, just make sure that it fits into your daily macros, and this is a meal that's going to help you get there. Alright, so now we have our sauce all made. It's pretty simple from here. All we're going to do is we're going to take our canned salmon and we're going to put it in a bowl just because we want to mash it up a bit. Alright, so we're mashing this up. Now canned salmon's a great way to get salmon if you're on a budget because it is cheaper. Just make sure you get one that doesn't have a lot of extra additives. What you can also do after you kind of mash this up, if you really wanted to, you could go ahead and mix in the sauce right now. I'm going to choose not to do that. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other lemon and I'm going to put some of this lemon juice in here. Alright? You don't have to do that. I'm just a big fan of the taste of lemon. I'm then going to go ahead and take some of my chopped onions and put these in as well and just kind of stir that up, add it to the mixture. Again, you could add your tomatoes in here if you really wanted to, or your arugula. You could just make this one big dish. That way when you actually serve it, all you have to do is scoop out like a cup of this and put it on a wheat wrap and it's good to go. I'm going to kind of choose not to do that. I'm then going to go ahead and add some more pepper to this equation, as well as I'm going to add just a little bit of breadcrumbs. I'm not going to put too many in here. This is just going to add a little bit of texture to it as well as flavor. Again, I look for panko breadcrumbs, but you can use your own judgment. You don't have to add them if you don't want. They are going to add some extra calories and some extra carbs, but again, if this fits into your daily meals, that's fine. So I'm going to mash this up pretty good. And then all we need to do is just take a tortilla. So I have a whole wheat tortilla here. Now this is only an 8-inch tortilla. If you want to do yourself a favor, get a little bit bigger one. That's going to make it easier as far as rolling it up. So all we need to do first is I'm going to go ahead and actually what I'll do is I'll put some of the salmon on first. You can put whatever order you want. So we're going to put some of this salmon on. I'm probably going to put about, I'd say, a quarter to a half of the can in there. In this case, looking more like a quarter, just because these wheat wraps are a little bit smaller. Make sure we get everything in there. Pretty simple. We want to make sure that we can actually wrap this up. Alright, so we got that all said and done. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to add a little bit of our sauce on top as well. So just go ahead and do that. I'm not using that much, probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons it looks like here. I'm going to add my diced tomatoes on top of this as well. And then finally I'm going to add a couple pieces of this arugula. So this is really going to kick it off with that dill sauce that we already made. So we're just going to open this up. Throw a couple pieces of this on here. This is already pre-washed, I should say. I washed it already. Just throw a couple pieces of arugula on there. Again, really nice flavor in my opinion. So now what we'll do is we'll take the camera up, we'll wrap this up, and we'll get going. And there you go, you have the finished product. I actually made 2 here. Now again, each one of these is going to have roughly around 400 calories, so be careful when making these. They're small, quick, and easy, yet they have a lot of your macros in them already. You can also add other sides to this if you want. You could add some kind of carb, whether it be a sweet potato, whether it be some rice, some pasta, whatever you may need, or you can just eat it as is. So there you go, a quick, easy snack that takes roughly about 5 minutes to get ready. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll talk to you soon.